YouTube, what's going on? Rome, real quick, I want to come with a quick video. That's why I love this platform. I can just get on here and just say what I want to say and just keep it pushing, man. I don't have to, do anything extra to get my thoughts and feelings out there and sharing with the world. Sharing with y'all, sharing with you guys. But I made a couple of videos a couple of days ago about the Xbox Series S and how I felt like it was a pretty smart business strategy with Microsoft. Um, I don't necessarily feel the same way, and it's not that I'm hating on it now. It's just that I'm seeing everything. I've sat on it since the announcement of the Xbox Series S. Um, Thought about it, seeing specs, you know, getting opinions, and I'm soaking all of this stuff in. And I came to the conclusion that um, you can't shortcut your way into um into gaming or into you know making gaming accessible for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, gaming is just an expensive hobby. It really is. No matter how you slice it, it's expensive. Even buying into Game Pass and other services and stuff like that. That stuff add up. There's no, it's an easier way, but it's still costly. Especially depending on how much you consume of it. And hey, how you doing? All right. Um, it depends on how much you consume of it. It will dictate how much you spend. So depending on how big of a fan you are, it will dictate how much you will spend. So to try to make shortcuts to make it accessible for everybody, or easy for everybody to get on board, might it doesn't sound like a good idea, especially when you're making compromises the way you're making them. You know, um, from what I'm gathering, that Xbox Series S is severely nerfed. You know what I mean? I'm no technical nothing, and I usually don't take run with news. I see news and articles. I don't usually run with it, but it's so much information out here that's just leading me to believe that this Xbox Series S is not as capable as I thought it was. And I thought that the goal was it to be capable and an easy way for people to get into the next generation, but it seemed like it doesn't appear at this point that it looked like it's capable of doing anything. And like I said, you can't shortcut your way into there because gaming is just expensive anyway. And what I'm looking at, another thing that I'm looking at, what Microsoft is doing, is that they're trying to gain market share by any means, man. However, they can gain market share, even by severely nerfing a console, by giving you payment options. You're financing a console, just to get this stuff in people's homes, man. Giving people Game Pass and all of this stuff, or selling Game Pass. They ain't giving nothing away. Let's just get that, make that clear. But it's all of this stuff that they doing, man, and just to gain market share. So what it looks like to me is that they're making a bunch of desperate attempts to gain market share instead of properly investing in the product by providing great games. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking great games, man. Not nothing that appeal to the masses. We talking great games. And that's another thing I want to say. Gaming in itself is a big audience, right? And it's a bunch of different genres, a bunch of different tastes and everything. I get that, right? But I still believe within those it has to be quality. You can't market old games, backwards compatibility. You can't market that stuff that we already played before. You can't market services because without the games there would be no services. You know what I'm saying? That's worth trying to push. Is what I'm trying to say. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so is I feel like what Microsoft is doing is all of these, I will call, shortcuts and desperate attempts to gain market share instead of properly investing in the product. You know, giving it the love that it deserved. The Xbox. You know, There's literally no point to having an Xbox. It really ain't. And this is no hating or nothing. Like I said, I've invested in every Xbox since its existence in 2001. I've had every single Xbox console. Even right now, I got every single Xbox console except the Xbox 360e and the Xbox One S. I have like 7 Xboxes in my house. And this ain't got nothing to do with me trying to prove myself to make you believe I'm a neutral or anything like that. It's just the fact that I love gaming as a whole. I love it. And games, I love everything about it. From the disc cartridges, the box art, you name it. I love all of that stuff. So it got nothing to do with me hating on this console. It's got everything to do with I'm concerned, man. I'm concerned. Because I'm hoping, and I might be reaching a little bit, and I'm not really trying to, but I'm hoping that this Xbox Series S doesn't damper down third-party games for all platforms, because they got a code to the lowest common denominator. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's tons of concerns I have with this console, man, and it ain't looking good. And instead of Xbox properly investing in that product, the Xbox product, properly investing in that Xbox product and that Xbox brand, they want to give you shortcuts and all kinds of easy ways to get into the next generation. Nerfing consoles, giving you payment plans and payment options to get into to get a console, which is absurd, man. And that's all it is just to gain market share, make it easier for people to get a console. Listen, if you want a console, you can get one. If people want something, they can get one. Clearly, if they don't want it, they won't get it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing will stop anybody from getting what they want. I don't care what the circumstances is. I got stories, I share. So I ain't trying to hear that. If you want it, you can get it. But to create all these whack attempts to get into to gain market share without trying to properly invest in the product is BS, in my opinion. I don't like it, to be quite honest. But that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to get my thoughts out there, man. I think it's just crazy, and as these stories develop, because this is early, as these stories develop, it's gonna get even worse. It's gonna be a true mess. That's what it's looking like right now. And I hope I'm wrong, because I'll gladly eat my words, man. Come back and see me. Revisit this video. Make me wrong. I want to be wrong. Holler at me, though. Rome, I'm gone.